Okay, ETH next. Let's pile our money into ETH. And that's what's going on. And that will go. I mean, I think last time I came on the show, I said this is the next big trade, amongst the majors is this switch. And if I look at the chart pattern, it's this giant wedge over a period of time. In fact, we showed it on the show last time, this giant wedge pattern in the ETH Bitcoin cross on the monthly chart. Then, I use a lot of DMARC for my technical analysis. It gave daily, weekly, and very soon a monthly 9 count.
That's the ETH BTC chart.
Yeah, and if you make sure you join the lows and bottom, it's just basically touch the bottom trend line. You've got a perfect place to put a stop loss. You can even size the trade well. It's actually just a lovely, lovely opportunity. You don't get many of these like this, particularly where daily, weekly, monthly charts kind of line up. It's like they usually have a very high probability of success. ETH is the new shiny thing. Bitcoin and Solana lag for a bit.
After a small cup and handle, it surges to new heights relative to Ethereum. You're aware that I've been betting on that throughout the cycle. Something like a tenfold increase this year was unexpected. Yes, when it comes to the main race, my favorite horse is Solana. Initially, I believe Bitcoin will always outperform. Ethereum comes next. At this stage of the cycle, global liquidity is expected to increase. When this happens, coupled with a catalyst such as the Ethereum ETF, the market is expected to gain momentum. We've seen that in the past few days. Wow, ETH is making a serious effort to outperform, I thought. I believe it hit rock bottom on yesterday's enormous ETH wedge chart that I posted to Twitter. In my opinion, it will keep going up in the long run. For the remainder of the cycle, I predict that ETH will far outperform Bitcoin. Such a flow would look like this. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, with Solana occupying the highest position. It was like being a Shiriza investor in 2011 and 2012 for anyone who put money into Bitcoin. 2013 season, perhaps the B Series 2015 Volume 16 issue seal. Series D, the most recent cycle. We recently IPO'd it. It makes me go back to the late 90s whenever an initial public offering occurs in a market like this. I was under the impression that there would be a period of extreme volatility following the IPO. Sometimes its value would plummet. As investors cashed out and repositioned, Facebook's value plummeted. You should know that this ETF is being front-loaded by a lot of investors. Chance to relax is in their near future. Like I said earlier, a lot of them are going to start using ETH. If their assumptions are correct, then Ethereum would be the best choice for the next exchange-traded fund. Due to its lower liquidity, even if Bitcoin's value increased by 100 in this ETF, the identical investment in Ethereum will result in a 3,000 increase. Additionally, many individuals are selling their GBTC arbitrage holdings, closing their positions, and switching to other exchange-traded funds. Many pranks are being pulled. The net flows make that clear. The overall flows were $4.05 billion, much smaller, around $700 million are the net flows. Everything on the line, it remains the largest ever ETF launch in series history. All right, I want you to know how this works. We have fulfilled all of the pre-orders. This was the result of all these ETF providers pleading with their clientele to do something. I've done it. Nobody has. Next week, there will definitely be some follow-up. There will be many more GBT guys unwinding soon. Some will wait a few days to see if the market strengthens or whatever. That continues for some time. A lot of demand has been advanced or brought forward as a result of this. At the conclusion of it, you will have brought forward perhaps $1 billion or $2 billion worth of demand. Is there a buyer then? People who are eager to sell are frantically milling around this. Volatility is what you can expect. You can count on 35 pullbacks, maybe even less, as part of the do not fuck it up mantra that I've been using to remind you all. At the 61.8 Fibonacci level, which is typically reached during the initial leg of a bull run, there is usually a severe correction. Individuals are washed out, and leverage is wiped away. Then, the real run begins. Reaching new heights and beyond is the true test of a runner. Around the halving is when that typically begins. The cryptocurrency markets have been seeing third declines for the past month or two, and all they've done is chop. Exercise caution when venturing out. It may continue to sail higher, but I get the impression that it is trading a little heavy, and even if it does so expertly, I still don't see it making much progress. Due to the robust markets, the CTF is sure to draw in a crowd. The cryptocurrency market, and Bitcoin in particular, had a 160 increase last year. Even the Nasdaq was only able to get 50, so it certainly wasn't ignored. 3 times the Nasdaq is about it. In reality, fiat world and crypto land are only trading places. Since the money entering crypto land is not intended for long-term occupancy, it might be considered a trade agreement. Those people aren't migrating. Increasing GDP equals rising populations, rising productivity, plus rising debt. In case you forgot, this is not a sign of a growing crypto populace. New wallets, real self-custody, or cryptocurrency exchanges are required for all. This is a mutually beneficial arrangement that will enable Tradfiland, our Rhea in Cincinnati, to introduce his clients to this new realm with superior return rates. The entrance of China into the W2 is the finest illustration of this that I can provide. That was a prime illustration of how to tap into a market with substantially higher returns and absorb massive amounts of capital in the long run. Keep in mind that these folks are just passing through. Yet I do believe that crypto will eventually swallow massive sums of money. These do not even qualify as FDI or foreign direct investment, investor capital. Hot money from speculation is pouring into this new economy. It will also fade away with time. Take caution with that. It will help our ecosystem expand, produce more capital, new chances, and transfer your luggage, but this is not permanent residency in our planet. We want to promote them, though. Yes, we are happy to have them here, but keep in mind that our true goal is the establishment of a new financial system. You may have noticed that Larry Fink was on CNBC earlier today. Even though I didn't pay attention to CNBC, I did see a clip. What we do is tokenize the entire financial system. So this is only the beginning, as he was saying, and he's absolutely correct. The migrating coconut. Oh, I see it's Bob. Doing her thing at this time every year is the only one left. Here I am riding one of these, just like Apple established a presence in China. Fiat world giants like BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, and Fidelity have established offices in crypto land. Larry is referring to the financial system's migration into cryptocurrency, which has been my central thesis since I discovered Bitcoin in 2012 and continues to be my thesis about the future of this industry and its many potential. When seen via an economic lens, it becomes quite intriguing. Autonomy is what this is. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or any of the other crypto states might be a part of this digital economy. That turns out to be quite intriguing. Interoperable systems, such as Polkadot, Quant, or any number of similar protocols, enable or chain-link interoperability. And this is just within that realm. Leaving one of these countries and entering another, what this is all about. As a nation, we are opening our wallets to immigration. In this case, we have FDI, which is VC, hot money floods into the country through trade accords, and the Exchange Traded Fund, STV, follows domestic opportunities. A system of money exists here. Yields are a kind of interest rate scheme. Our system includes collateral. You might refer to that as Bitcoin, since it is utilized in the process of borrowing and lending. It can also be referred to as collateral within the system. We have asset markets, which are similar to nuts and bolts. In the next weeks and months, investors will shift their wealth inside the cryptocurrency markets, and Raoul predicts that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin. If investors rebalance their money, Raoul argues Ethereum would vastly outperform Bitcoin, just as lower-rated trash bonds often beat higher-rated treasuries. If PAL is correct, and market participants are likely to reinvest their Bitcoin gains in Ethereum, if the possible approval of a spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund ETF takes place, then Ethereum will benefit.